like this 2 metre distance. I think it's quite good.
And we are live.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. See it.
I am here with Rhi Rhi Hudson, who became the atomweight champ at Cage Warriors Academy South East back last month now, 7th of March. How does it feel to be the champ?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good. Life is good. But it was just in time before quarantine, so I got to fight. I know
it literally was the last event that I think anyone went to.
Literally. But I don't even think, I don't know, maybe because I was in fight camp, I didn't really pay much attention to it all. So I didn't even have the thought of, oh, is it going to be cancelled? But I mean, everyone for UFC London and Cage Warriors the week following was just,
I know, it was a nightmare.
Week. I guess. Fight camp's a tough week anyway, last week of fight camp. But let alone not knowing if you're actually going to perform or get paid, or do you still cut weight, or
exactly that. Yeah,
I'm glad mine was the week before.
Well, and for Cage Warriors Academy, there were the main and the co-main were flying in from Italy, which they were ahead of us with the whole coronavirus situation. And I was thinking, they're not going to be flown in. What if we lose the main event and the co-main event? But we were so lucky.
When I was actually there, I spoke to Chanel Dyer. She came from Thailand, and I was asking her, how is it, obviously being in East Asia, how is it? She was like, life is literally the same still. Obviously it's not that bad in Thailand, but she was like, how was it getting through the airport? She was like, it was normal. I was like, we're definitely gonna get it. They're letting everyone back with minimal testing, but obviously we've got it now. I think we're getting through it, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But I haven't got it yet, so hopefully it's passing. Numbers of infection rates going down, so I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we're through the worst of it, but who knows? Crazy times.
It's not good for jiu-jitsu, is it? Forget the rest of the world. It's not good for jiu-jitsu.
I'm missing that so badly. I'm really missing that human contact.
I know. I need someone there, not through the phone. I need to spar someone. I need to get punched in the face. I need to punch someone. It's going crazy, but I don't know. I guess it's a good thing. Everyone's going to heal up all their injuries, unless they've done anything crazy while they're trying to learn and teach themselves through YouTube.
And I think a lot of people are trying hard to stay fit and stay ready, and they'll just need a couple of weeks of sharpening up, and then hopefully they'll be good to go.
Yeah, hopefully everything can go back to normal. I think it is hard because you're at home, you've got all the temptations around you. You're like, oh, don't actually have to go to the gym. There's chocolate over there. And then you got all Uber Eats on your phone. You're like, oh, do I do it? But no, I think the first week and a half was a bit like, I think every fighter self-pitied themselves with food and downloaded UFC Fight Pass to keep them alive. And then now everyone's just gone back to normal. I think everyone's keeping themselves fit and keeping themselves healthy. The supermarkets are still open, so everyone's still managing to get food. Well,
you fight at 105 pounds, or your title's at 105 pounds. I think you fought at different weights, but is staying on top of your weight easy for you, or is it something you have to really work on?
No, I don't really carry a lot of weight. I mean, I'm quite small. I say I'm quite small. I'm 5'3", which is small, but
that's the same height as me. Let me tell you, I don't weigh that.
But no, I don't carry a lot of weight. I don't really go up in weight either too bad. So I'm still I could still cut weight and make a fight if I needed to, which is always good. But obviously I'm still in contact with all my strength and conditioning and my nutritionist, so I'm keeping on top of it. Still have a treat now and again, but still keeping on top of it.
So what are you doing workout wise then? You're doing the strength and conditioning programs that they've set up for you?
Yeah, so I've downloaded apps for everything now. It's so annoying. My phone is getting full. But I downloaded the Truth Coach app or My Coach app or something like that. And basically I'm able to contact my strength and conditioning coach, who is a nutritionist as well, so he's my nutritionist, which is good. And we just stay in contact through there. My program's still tailored to me, still set up individually for my workout. So most of it has been literally home workout, strength and conditioning, balance stuff as well. mainly like resistance bands and kettlebells. And then I've gone to the park to do some runs, stretch my little legs. So I've been doing a lot of sprint work and stuff like that, which is all good. I guess we can do more of that sort of stuff, or I can pay more attention to it where I don't have fight camp. I haven't got any extra injuries that I'm picking up, which is always good.
Yeah.
So I'm keep going. I'm going through it. Shadow boxing is the most martial arts thing I get to do at the moment.
So I'm really interested to hear about your martial arts journey, because I don't normally follow people who aren't MMA fighters, and you were someone, this was your debut, your MMA debut, and you were fighting for a title. Now that's aware of your background.
Crazy.
And
so I don't really have, well, I do now, but I'd never really had a background in martial arts. I started in 2016, well, we're in 2020, sorry. So about 4 years ago I started in Muay Thai. And then I always did want to do MMA. I was like, oh, I'm going to get a base in something. You can't just jump into MMA. And then I literally just like fell in love with Muay Thai. And I was just like, oh, I love it. I did that for about a year, like just strictly Thai. And then I came to the MMA clinic, and I literally was like, whoa. Like I was quite overwhelmed by jiu-jitsu. There was loads of people. I didn't think anyone did it. I'm not going to lie, but maybe that was just me being narrow-minded. But there was like so many people in the gym, and I was like, oh, okay. And I sort of like, Mike will always be like, oh, come, this is the class, come on, join it. And I'm like, oh, Thai's after, I'm coming in for Thai and stuff like this. But I have started to do jiu-jitsu a lot more, obviously. And I have competed in jiu-jitsu and Thai. And then I just was like, I just felt comfortable. I thought, oh, this is the time. If I want to do it, I've got to just do it now. Like, I'm nearly 20 now, so I kind of think that's quite old.
Yeah, over the hill. If I don't start now, I never will.
Yeah. I feel like, oh no, like, you watch people and they're like, oh, I've been doing it since I'm 9. I was like, oh, I wish I started this when I'm 9. I've been always quite sporty and athletic, but I never did martial arts. But now I'm like, no, I'm going to do it full on. And that's why I think it's a bit easier for me in quarantine than some people that just train, because I've just started the new year with a new look. Like, if I want to be a fighter, then I am a fighter. So I took that mentality, and I eat, sleep and train and live on fight life. So it's going well so far. I haven't done anything or been injured too badly. I haven't been injured at all, actually majorly in fighting. I haven't got any scars. I have a scar above my eye. I don't know if you can see it because of the light. And that was because someone finger poked me in sparring because of MMA gloves. This is not John Jones. You can't do this. That's the only difference between Thai and MMA. People try and get away with a lot more.
So talk to me about the Thai, because I know you're in that Thai Grand Prix.
Oh yeah, the Muay Thai Grand Prix.
Yeah. So tell me about that.
So I obviously train under Chris Carley, who's obviously taught like half of the country Thai. But so I train Thai, and I just got to a level where I thought, oh, I'm going to compete at this. I never really started martial arts as just a training. I always wanted to fight and to compete. And then I started training a lot more. I did a few inner clubs, and then obviously I managed to get onto that show. I'd been on other shows. I managed to get on that one, which is like the best show to be on. It's like the Europeans' largest Thai show. Thai's not really like shown a lot. I don't think Thai has enough appreciation for it. Everyone watches boxing and MMA, but I don't think a lot of people watch Thai. So I was extremely pleased to be on that card. And obviously teammates of mine, I actually fought on the same night as Shane O'Neill, which is a good teammate of mine. He's cornered me for my Thai fights as well, which is always nice. And Chris was there, and it was obviously, it's a step up. It's in the O2, so it's a different atmosphere and energy. But no, I loved it. I don't think I'll stop competing in Thai just because I do MMA. I think I'll still carry on. Yeah. But now I've transformed. Hopefully, a few years, Cage Warriors will be in the Indigo as well. I'll go to the pros. Graham will put me on. I'll be on there with Josh and Darren O'Gorman.
And you said that you competed in jiu-jitsu as well. So what tournaments have you done?
Oh, to be fair, I've only done like local ones. I did the All Stars BJJ. They're quite local with it. Yeah, they were like dotted around Essex and East London. So I thought, oh, that's quite cool. They're only local. Like, that's another thing. I didn't think they was as close as what they was. I guess my eyes have been opened a bit to how big the sport is and how big it's growing. So yeah, I competed in them. I've placed gold in them. So I haven't failed. I haven't failed yet in them. But obviously, jiu-jitsu is different. I think jiu-jitsu helps with a lot of things, and I think in martial arts, and especially like you see people at the top of their game in UFC and the MMA, and they have this idea that if you lose your back, well, I think the media prints that same as boxing. If you lose, you're the worst fighter ever, and everyone writes you off. And I think jiu-jitsu helps with that, because you're gonna get tapped out in the gym. You're gonna have to stop. You're gonna be put in uncomfortable positions, and then you get tapped out and you go, all right, let's go again.
Yeah.
So I guess it helps with that. And some people, I don't think, follow that mentality of life. So when they do lose, like you see it with Ronda Rousey and people like that, they lose, and then it's almost like their mindset is defeated. It's like, whoa, that happened to me. And then when they go back, they still have, no, it's a fluke. But they don't take the lesson from it. And I think that's the important lesson from jiu-jitsu. It's fine. You carry on, you go again. And I think, I don't know, maybe because I'm a Thai fighter as well, like half the Thais have got like 500 fights, but they also have like 95 losses as well. I guess, no, it's a Western thing, I guess. We're all just like, you can't lose. It's a bad thing. It's a lesson, really. It's a lesson. The best people in the sport do lose. Muhammad Ali lost.
Yeah. You have a really interesting post from Ronda Rousey on Instagram, like it's a while back now, but it was about losing and about the fear of failure. And like she said, yeah, I'm so scared about failing, but I do it anyway. But that was kind of up to the point where she actually did fail and then she couldn't handle it.
Yeah, I guess obviously people like Conor McGregor put the mindset of martial arts in the forefront of the media and play these mind games. But I don't think people actually realise how much mind games do play into it, and how you have to keep your mind as fit as your body, because soon as you get that doubt in there, it just grows. It's like a seed. You plant, you do planting, and it just grows and grows, and it manifests into something that you can't control. So it's good to, I don't know, pay respect to the fact that you can lose and you are beatable. And I don't think that's a bad thing. Yeah. But I think you've also got to realise that you carry on. It doesn't, when you lose, what happens? Did you die? Did you get kicked out from the gym? I don't know. It's how you handle things in life. And I guess as you get older, maybe you experience things more, so you can go, oh, okay, it's not as bad, but it still hurts. Don't get me wrong, but you go through it, and I think you have to be prepared for that. You have to train for that. And I think training with different people helps that as well, like sparring different people. Obviously, I'm the smallest in my gym. I'm the only girl as well. So all the boys are always beating me up. But you've got to be able to take the beating and just go, oh, he's better than me on that day or for that round, and then I'll come back stronger, or they don't beat me, some of them. But you have to just carry on. And I think people don't realise that, and they don't pay attention, so they have their self on this ginormous pedestal, and they're the greatest fighter in the world, which is good to have. I think I'm a great fighter. I think I'll be one of the greatest fighters in this country, but I don't say I will be the greatest because I'll be undefeated. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I mean, some of the greatest fights, it would never deter me from watching a fighter. I watched Donald Cerrone. I mean, if he gets the belt or he doesn't get the belt, or if he wins or he doesn't win, I still tune in. I still pay for the pay-per-view. I still buy the ticket because he's a phenomenal fighter and he's a great athlete and a great role model. So I don't know. I think people just have to pay more attention. I think as the sport grows, we've learned, like, obviously people before, strength and conditioning wasn't as important, nutrition. So I think it's just one of those things that has grown as well. A lot of people pay more time to listen to the mental aspect of it, to meditation. I know everyone's doing float baths and doing meditation and reading books. Paul Hughes, the new cage warriors fighter, the Irish guy, he's always reading, and he sort of has that mentality as well. I know he's undefeated and he's winning everything and he's a great athlete, but there you go again. So I think it's all to do with mindset. If you set in your mind that you can do something, you can do it.
Yeah. And I definitely think, like, now more than ever, people are like looking at that holistically, and you know, like that side of it is, there's way more importance put on that. I don't really remember people talking about meditation like a few years ago, like, and that kind of like mindfulness, and you know, like any of that kind of stuff about programming the brain.
No, I think everyone, I don't know, maybe because it's considered as, I don't know, but it's probably like, I don't want to say it, I don't want to sound sexist, but like man thing, like it's like, oh no, we can't show emotion, and because it's a sport at the end of the day where we punch each other in the face. So I think people are scared to mention that it does hurt or it's upsetting, or no one mentions how nervous they are or scared they are before. And I think now people are starting to
saying about, like, you know, he was just
so before the Kevin Gastelum fight,
he could say like, oh, I'm injured, or I don't feel well, or like whatever, to get out of it. I feel like that's so honest to say that
helps everyone else feel like that's okay, like we get through it as well, or we feel that as well. Like I feel people need someone. I think we don't communicate honestly a lot in life, and I think people need, I don't know, celebrities or sports people or public figures to mention that a lot more. Obviously we've seen more of a growth of it because of Tyson Fury. Honestly, came back, he's the heavyweight champion of the world, he's a boxer, he's like 6'8", he's a giant, and I don't think anyone thought that if you do this you can't be soft, or that's what it seemed, is you're soft, you're not hard if you can feel emotion and if you can get belittled by things and let other people's opinions. But it does get to you, like Darren Till said, even when he lost in UFC London, he got knocked out by Masvidal, his phone was off. He doesn't want to, because people bombard you whether they want to see you win or lose. People always talk about you, and I think that helps a lot of people. When other people do speak up, it helps normal people feel like, oh, when we're not so weird, we are like everyone else. And even fighters, as much as they fight to the death sometimes, I don't think you can get most of us out there, but the cage, and to get us to stop hitting each other. But I think it's all right for us to feel, yeah, we can do that. And when people say like that, like Darren Till, and I mean, you did see it on his face when he did get back in there, but if I'm being honest, I don't think it's not fear of losing. I don't think sports people have the fear of losing. It's this fear of letting everyone down, letting your teammates down. And you've gone and sold all these tickets, and you've got family and friends and even the extra fans that come to see you, but they don't actually know who you are. They don't know, they haven't seen the training, how dehydrated you are and how injured you are. So they come to see it, and then if you lose, you're like, well, what did I do? I just let all these people down. Like, they thought I was the greatest thing since a slice of bread, and now I've just shown them that no, I just got knocked out, or I've just lost on points, or I don't know. I think it's more that, like, you feel like, oh, I've let my team down. Like, they trained me and I've put the most effort in, and maybe I wasn't good enough. I don't know. It lets doubt creep in. I think it's not so much losing. I think you do take an L in whatever you do. If as long as you want to grow at something, you're gonna lose or trip up or fall or whatever. So
if there's one thing that I could make a fighter feel after a loss, it would be for them to know that everybody that cares about them, whether they're in their team or their family or just a fan, like, is never disappointed with them. They're disappointed for them.
Everyone is still there.
Yeah, if you know how hard that person trained, if you know how much it meant to them, if you know how hard they worked for it, you just like feel gutted for them, you know?
Literally. And it's hard. I don't know. I guess I can say it because I'm not fighting at the moment, or I haven't lost and stuff like that. So I guess it's easy for me to say, well, I have lost, not in MMA, obviously, but so it's easy for me to sit back away from the situation and say that. But obviously when you're in it, you're like, you don't really want to listen to anyone. You don't want to talk to anyone. Like, you know they're there, but it's sort of like, oh, like, you're my family, you have to be there. And it's sort of like that response to it. And you sort of like, oh, you feel like people say it out of pity. And I guess that it's hard. Like, I was so gutted when Darren O'Gorman carried on cutting weight, and he still trained hard. And obviously the fight had been moved, Cage Warriors had been moved from London to, then it went up to Manchester, and then it was, oh, we don't know if we're going to put it on. He went through all of that emotional stress, mental stress and physical stress. And he got there and he put on an amazing performance, and things happen. It's the fight game. He got caught and the fight was over after he won all 3 rounds. But I was gutted for him. And you just got to remember, like, maybe it's a bit easier for me as a fighter. I sat back and I thought, as much as I want to contact him right now, maybe I know he's not going to want to hear it just yet. I don't want to directly start, what it is. And, you know, people start going, oh, well, you should have done this. Or if you did this and you did anything, I did what I did. Like, you don't want to hear it. So I just put up a post about being very supportive of him. And obviously he knows, I've spoke to him since, but obviously he knows everyone is still behind him. I mean, like I said, going back to Donald Cerrone, like, he put on an amazing performance. What more can you ask for? You still you still cut weight, you still made weight, you still entered that, you still carried all of that extra pressure, and you still performed brilliantly. So I don't think
that's so interesting, because I've heard fighters say before that after they win, they get like thousands of messages and phone calls, and then I can't remember who it was that said it, but he was like,
when you lose, no one
lost, I had no messages and 3 missed calls, and 2 of them were from my mum. And since then, I've always like put in like one line just saying, really sorry it wasn't your night, or like whatever.
Yeah, it just
wasn't your night. Say will be annoying, so you don't want to say too much, but you just want to know that you still care. Because since he said that, I thought, oh God, I was like avoiding sending a message because I didn't want to be annoying, or you know,
like, you don't want to be an intruder or impose. And I guess the anxiety of opening the message, I guess some fighters don't want to see what's even there, even though it obviously is from you. I guess you don't really troll people, or you're negative or horrible to anyone. So when even if they see your message or your name, they're like, oh, like, they're still disheartened because that's another person. Like, even though you contact me, it's like, it's another person I've let down. So I try to
stop doing that then.
No, don't, because they will open the message, whether it be an hour later or a day later. They will open the message and they will be thankful that you thought of them on that day. That's why I've tried, like in lockdown, I've tried to like message people maybe that I don't talk to as much, or people that I generally do care about, just to see if they're okay and that, because it's easy to just go, oh, we're not allowed out, lock the door, close the blinds, whatever, like that life don't exist no more. But there's going to be a time in life when you need someone, and if you've been a good person and the right person, people will still be there for you. So I wouldn't say don't message them back, don't do this, because everyone will be like, that was that girl she had on, she said don't message us, we've got no fans now, no one messaged. But no, I think it is nice to still get the message from people. It's still nice to know that people still think of you. Obviously it is, oh God, here we go, the police are coming over the park. I've got to make it look like I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna go for a walk because you get moaned at over it. But
live arrest.
Yeah, live arrest, still go everywhere on social media. But no, I still contacted them. I didn't really say too much. I didn't want to talk about the fight. I know most people don't want to talk about it. Even when you go back to your change room, you're like, you just feel defeated. You just feel like, oh, I was doing so well, or I did this wrong and that wrong. It's easy to just sit there and talk about all the doubts and all of the things that you did wrong and what you could have done better. And I think you just have to accept it. You just have to get over it. You carry on. And yeah, it wasn't the best thing that's happened to you, but it's not the worst thing that happens to you. You go back to the gym, like if you fight on Saturday, you're probably back to the gym Monday. And everyone's still there. No one goes, oh, I don't want to spar with you. You lost. That's not how it works. So I think still contact people and still let them know you're there, but just don't pressure them to talk about the fight itself or what do you think? Because I know a lot of people do, oh, what do you think went wrong? Why do you think you got knocked out? Why do you think you got caught? And stuff like that. And I know on social media, people obviously, you don't have to see them. So you can just say whatever you want through the phone, and people will be like, I know Darren Till's been posting all of his DMs for like last 2 weeks, and you just see like people just like, oh, I'll knock you out. All right, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, you think that. But that's what I think as well when I go in the ring. like that's just the way it is. So I don't know. I think it's just something we've got to accept as fighters. I don't think that's what I said. I don't think it's not the defeat itself, it's letting everyone else around you down and feeling that, oh, you didn't put on the show that they came to sit and watch. Or I think it's more of that. We accept losing. We lose spar wars in the gym, and we get tapped by each other, even by the people you think that you wouldn't do it. So you just got to get on with it.
And I've seen it on your social media. You spar with anyone in the gym, don't you? I've seen you sparring with Joshua.
Josh always. As soon as anyone says, "Oh, sparring," I look straight over. I'm like, Josh. I'm pointing straight away. We'll go a few rounds as well, and then I'll come back to him. Like, oh, that was the warm-up one. I come back after I've done a few more people, and I come back to him. We try and see how. See if we're a bit fatigued, if we can still handle it. But obviously, yeah, I don't back down from anyone in the gym. I'm like, go on then. We're all there anyway. It doesn't matter. It's not like it's gonna severely affect me. No one's gonna hurt me. We're all mates. So
yeah.
I mean, I do get injured because they are bigger than me and they throw me around like a rag doll sometimes. but it's all right.
I was speaking to Tony Anderson earlier in the week, did an interview with him, and we were talking about your win at Cage Warriors, and he was saying, like, what an amazing presence you are in the gym, and what a hard worker you are, and what a great teammate you are.
That's nice of him to say. I do hope that people do think of me like that and do realise that I am there, because I'm there for anyone in the gym, even if you're a beginner or you don't even want to fight. You just want to train. I will always help people. I'll always hold pads. I'll always spar with people. I mean, we still have to spar, like in the sessions, we all get asked who's sparring, who's not sparring. People that don't fight still want to push themselves just to know what they're capable of in life. And we still spar them. We don't, obviously, I'm not going there to batter that person. I'm going there to help them with whatever they're dealing with. If they want to learn something during that spar, or say, oh, well, I always get kicked in the leg, or how do I check properly, or I always bash my elbow onto my knee when I check. We always help each other. And obviously I've trained Tony's in my jiu-jitsu session sometimes, and obviously he's MMA coach and that, and I've rolled with Tony as well. See, I don't back away from anyone, but so he knows, and he's seen firsthand how I train and who I train with and how I am. So it's nice for him to speak about that. And obviously he cornered me as well for the fight, which was obviously it was obviously good. But me and Tony have a good relationship. We're always talking. So that's nice of him for him to say. And we have similar mindset. We do.
And I've seen you post as well, like, you know, wishing your teammates good luck, or you're there on their fights and putting up stuff like that. And obviously Cage Warriors Academy was a great night for you guys. 3 victories.
Yeah, we had loads of people there to support us, and we had loads of teammates actually on the card. So it was nice. It was nice because I haven't really, when I have competed, I've only competed and I've only been on like the same fight as maybe Shane. It's never been a bunch of us.
Yeah.
And we got to have that team aspect of we're all going to cut weight together, not just one of us and going to support the other one that's cutting the weight. We all got to like cut weight together and go down there together and have the talks together and stuff like that. It was nice.
There was such a buzz about you in Charter Hall that night as well. Like, for someone who'd never fought MMA before, like, that was the fight that I could hear everybody talking about that they were looking forward to. And I mean, I wrote it down because in your pre-fight interview thing that they
where I couldn't stop running around,
you predicted action, hard shots, and a dominant performance, and you certainly delivered on that.
I don't say things that aren't true, so yeah, call me Mystic Mac. No, I can only say the things that I know are going to happen, and I put in the hard work, and like I said, I've got the right mindset. I had the right mindset throughout that camp, and just being able to really, I don't know, I was really in tune with myself, and like injury wise and diet wise and like training wise, I don't know, I just felt good. And when it come to that, and when they asked, because you've obviously seen all the boys, and they're like, I'm going to break their backs, I'm going to do this and that, I just thought, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to perform to the best I can. I'm going to dominate the fight and I'm going to win. And that actually did happen because I put it out there to do that. And I got there, and to be honest, I never had, you can ask, you've already interviewed Tony, but if you ask Tony, me and Tony was talking, and I said to Tony, I said, just before I walked out, I said, I don't see her beating me. I just haven't seen it. I said, to be honest, Tony, I don't feel like it's going to get out the first round. And he said, go in there and do it then. And that is why he stood there when everyone else got up and the cage door opened. That's why I went in the high-fived him, because we both had said it before we'd walked in. And I didn't think it was going to be that fast, but
she was actually a really good fighter as well. Like, it doesn't sound it. If you just look at, how many seconds was it?
18 seconds.
I mean, that just sounds ridiculous when I say it now, but she was game. Like, she really was throwing shots at you as well.
100%. And this is what I don't like. People be like, oh, well, they'll degrade the opponent by how good your performance was. Like, oh, she weren't a good fighter because, look, you did this to her. No, I did that to her because that's how much hard work, and that's all the times I've put into it, and how I've visualised it and done that. She's a game opponent. She's had more experience in MMA than me. She knows how, like, she's more set in how, this is what happens when you have the rules meeting, this and that. And obviously, she's trained just as hard. You can't say, oh, well, she lost because she didn't train hard. She did train hard. She's getting punched in the face. And to have the confidence to still get in there and go, yeah, I am going to do this. It's not like going to a normal job. It's not like going in the office. You go in the office, you sit down. You're going in to get punched and kicked in the face when that cage door opens, and the whole world, it feels like, is watching you do it. So, no, I don't think anyone can take anything away from her just because she lost. She was a game opponent. She threw punches at me, and she did just as I saw that happen, but she came forward, and I managed to impose my game plan on her straight away, and that's just why I won. It's nothing to do with the fact that she was a lesser opponent than me. I don't believe that. Obviously, I know most people are probably sitting there like, oh, well, she hasn't even done this before, which I haven't. Just because I've had a fight experience before doesn't mean that I'm a great MMA fighter. You've seen people go in there and that are great jiu-jitsu practitioners. They go in there and they're not that great, or they stick to that one thing. And it's just not so much, or they're just wrestlers, so they always just try and pin you up against the cage or take you down. So I don't think you can take anything away from her. She was definitely a game opponent. Yeah,
no, I agree with you. I'd like to see her back on Cage Warriors Academy to try and see a bit more of her, because she looked up for it. A lot of people, I think, would have buckled under your initial flurry, and she really tried to get out of it. She
definitely did, and she definitely stayed in. I mean, I say at this point, but obviously it was quite quick, but she actually, when I was throwing punches, she caught one of my arms underneath her shoulder like that up against the cage, and she pinned it underneath. But obviously that, and I guess you do, when you're in panic mode, you do anything you can, but obviously it didn't stop me from still using the other arm and the leg and the knees to carry on hitting her with. So, but no, she did what she did, and we both went in there. Don't get me wrong, I see her afterwards, and she was very upset. Like everyone else is upset that they lose.
Well, you're really upset. 18 seconds probably feels like she didn't get to show anything of her game, I guess.
Yeah, she didn't get to showcase what she had brought to the sport, or what she had learned, or her new moves. I get it. I totally get it. I mean, if I lost, I would cry. It doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop you from feeling any less, no matter how quick or how fast it finishes. Obviously, if it finishes faster, you feel like, oh, I didn't get to do anything. But it's the way the fight game goes. I think, like I said, you just got to have the mentality. You win some, you lose some, you learn. So you have to just carry on.
Just going to read out a couple of questions that people have sent in. So somebody's asked, any advice for wannabe UFC black belts wanting to fight?
I don't know about UFC black belts, but if you want to be in the UFC, just get in there and train. I don't think anyone, if you walk into any real martial arts gym, anyone would deter you from being in there or be too aggressive and make you feel uncomfortable. Everyone will make you feel welcome, and you will learn so much of people, especially if they are the best at what they do, or they're very dedicated. So if you want to be the black belt of the UFC, start in a martial arts gym and just go for it. That's what I say.
Rare Stan says, are you friends with Rhys McKee, and what are your opinions on him?
I'm not gonna lie. This is really bad. I'm not good with names, so I don't actually know who Rhys McKee is.
Okay, so Rhys McKee is a Cage Warriors fighter from Belfast. I thought
with
maybe
the tattoos.
the
Tall guy with the tattoos.
Yeah, he's nicknamed Skeletor.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, I have seen
So,
him. No, I'm not friends with him.
Okay, I don't know why this person.
There's an imposter in Ireland.
So Rhys is fighting for the vacant welterweight belt that Ross Houston vacated when he left Cage Warriors. So
yeah,
it's my personal opinion that it's between Rhys and Mason Jones for me, who will be the next to the UFC. But excellent.
Oh, okay. No, I've definitely seen him before. I've seen him on a few Cage Warriors ads, but I've never had any contact with him. I don't know where that question
So somebody's making stuff up. If you could change one rule in MMA, what would it be?
Sorry?
If you could change one rule in MMA, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know, actually. I don't know. Maybe this might sound a bit violent for me. I'd say knees to a grounded opponent. You know, if you watch One Championship, they still do that. They knee you in the head when you're on the floor. But, I mean, we go in there to fight, so I don't see the difference. You still get elbowed when you're on the ground, and you still get punched, and you still get your arms and necks ripped off.
What about soccer kicks to the head on the floor?
Oh, I don't know. I don't like that one. I think maybe that one would be a bit too brutal for the viewers. I don't think you could get a pay-per-view on that.
Oh, they used to have some mad rules at the beginning. Have you seen the ones where they're punching each other in the dick before?
Yeah. Strange people. I suppose they probably do it in Japan still. They love it. They don't. East Asia, they don't ban anything. You can do it all.
And do you know Cuba? I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I need to practice when we're back in the gym. You can teach me. He's a BKK fighter. And he was also one of the runners at Cage Warriors Academy Southeast, and he just says hi.
Okay, well, hi to Cuba. I think I know you're on about, actually. When you went, oh, I can't pronounce his name, I think I know exactly who you're on about, but hi to you too.
So I was sitting behind your granddad at Cage Warriors as well, and oh my God, he was so overjoyed that my husband actually thought that he was your opponent's granddad at first because he was crying. He thought he was upset, and I was like, no, he's celebrating.
Yeah, he's very emotional when it comes to me fighting. He doesn't. I don't know. He don't like to see the fighting, but he's very proud of it. Like he won't ever he goes, oh, is she? I'm gonna get in there as well. And I'm like, oh, granddad, like, don't worry, it's fine. I've agreed to it. It's all right. But no, he's very proud. Me and my granddad are very close, so he's very proud.
And your dad as well. We got them both on your post-fight interview. Your dad was really emotional and proud as well. Like it seems like you're all really close.
Yeah, we are. I mean, I train with my dad. I go to not like normal gym, not fight gym, but we go normal gym together, and we do spend a lot of time watching fights together and stuff like that. He does like the fighting side of life. So we do spend a lot of time watching things and documentaries and nutrition stuff. He's very supportive as well. He says, like, if I wanted to do, like when I made up my mind and said, oh no, I want to do this, then go do it then. But if I do it, I have to do it 100%. I can't be slack at it. I can't, I'm not going to train today because I can't be asked and stuff like that. So if I want to do anything I want to do, I have to do it 100%. I have to put my whole. So it's nice.
That must be where you get your attitude from.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'd have to ask him about that sometimes. maybe not all the attitude. But no, I guess it's nice. I guess people like Conor McGregor have put it into the forefront and made it, obviously, he's the biggest earner in MMA. So I guess it made it look to everyone like, oh, okay, maybe this is a sport. This boxing. If you go, oh, Dad, I want to be a boxer. All right then. If you go, Dad, I want to be an MMA fighter. One, what is it? And two, no. It is. They don't really know what it is, and they don't understand. Obviously, it's not promoted as much. Like, obviously, it is more now. But like I said, the same with the Thai boxing. You flick through the channels, Sky and BT is just full of boxing, football, cricket, rugby. You don't really catch an MMA on there unless it is one that the UFC's put up, or it's like an old one at like 2:00 in the morning that they've done a replay of. So I understand it, and obviously now people are seeing it more as a career and more as something to be proud of. I mean, I'm quite lucky because obviously Darren Stewart is from my gym, but he actually lives around the corner from me. So it's like, oh, look, he's done it.
One of my favourites. I love him so much.
Oh, and his TikToks. Salsa dancing. But no, people do see it, and obviously Darren Till's another big name that made the bold statement of, no, I didn't go to college, I didn't do this, I did fighting. And when your dad watches it with you, you kind of look and you go, see, see, I can do it. And I don't know, maybe it's more acceptable because I think MMA is the only sport, well, for combat sports altogether, I think it's the only sport where women and men get treated the same and paid equally. Obviously, we get paid individually on what we're worth to the company and what we bring to the sport and stuff. But it is, you look at women's football and compared to men's football.
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo sits on the bench for a week and still gets like 800 grand or whatever crazy money a week he gets. Women's football is not like that. And I think it's nice to be able to go, because people ask me like, oh, but is it the same? And I go, yeah, MMA is the same. I can do it the same. I train the same, and I get the same attention. Look, Bellator Dublin was Liam McCall, the main event, and that was a headlining fight. And I don't think that deterred people go, oh, I'm not going to that now, or oh, I'm not going to watch that because it was originally James Gallagher. I don't think that made a difference. Yeah. So
no,
I think that was definitely
like
a good thing.
We've had some of the biggest UFC cards ever be headlined by women. I think that Amanda Nunes Cyborg fight, more people were excited for that than like any other fight on the card, and it headlined, and it was like the New Year's Eve.
Exactly.
Card.
One of the greatest fights that have recently happened was young Jacek versus Zhang.
Oh my God, how amazing was that fight?
People will still tune in and watch. It's not like other sports where you go, oh, the women are on. Oh, the women's rugby, all right. There's like, you see the audience and there's like dotted around. There's people. It's not like that. The stadium's still full. The venue's still full. The buzz is still there. I think maybe that's why, like you were saying, there was a lot of attention about me fighting. There was only, me and Chanel Dyer's fight? The only women fight that was on that night?
I think so. And that fight was like, when both of these fights were announced, I was massively excited for your MMA debut. And that fight, both of them are just incredible. Ivana Siric is the bantamweight title holder as well. And she beat an amazing girl to win the bantamweight title.
Yeah.
So I knew how good she was. I know how good Chanel is because I've seen Chanel fight, and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for this fight. And you think if a local show is making you feel like that about multiple fights, it's crazy, and it's just so exciting for where MMA is going.
It was a completely stacked card as well. I mean, when it was released on the Friday or the Thursday of the whole fight schedule, it was like there was just so many people on this card, and I don't think people expect that from a local card. You expect maybe I don't know 10, 15 fights at most, but there was, I mean, I was fight number 32 or something, and there was like 38 fights or something.
Yeah, about 37, I think. It was insane, and I always get there thinking, how the hell am I going to watch through 38 fights or whatever?
I know. I was like, this is good. I was like, what time am I on?
The only thing that's hard for me about that show is I want to interview people, but I don't want to miss the next fight because I think, what will I ask them about if they win? If
Yeah, you have to dart in and out. No, it is good. I do like Cage Warriors as well. I like the Academy. I like Cage Warriors Pro as well. I think they're both good shows. I don't ever go, oh, I don't want to go to that, or oh, I don't want to pay for that ticket. I'm always happy to pay for a ticket and still go and watch. Venues are always quite good as well. I mean, Indigo's really nice. Colchester's good. There's still things around. Still holds a large amount of people. You still get the energy in there. So I think they're both good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love I love the matchmaking more than anything. For me and Dean is superb, and Jack on the Academy show. But the matchmaking's insane, and you really care about you become invested in the people that you're watching, and
especially where they get to go on a few times as well. I mean, they're quite spaced out enough, so by the time that one's finished, you can get back onto the next show. I like
exactly that. Yeah. So, few more questions here. What's the best martial arts movie you've seen?
Kickboxer. Van Damme's Kickboxer. I do like that one.
I think that's Bisping's favourite as well.
I like Bisping as well, see, I'm always like, I wish Bisping would come back. He's such a great fighter. I'm like, he showed everyone that glass eye.
Yeah, I think he's been way too honest about his injuries to ever get signed off by a commission now. Maybe on Fight Island he might be allowed.
Yeah, they might allow that there. There's no commission. But now he's popped it out and told everyone, he actually couldn't see. I don't think they're going to let him back. But he's a great fighter. I'd love to see him fight again.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
Cuba asked how you felt when you won the belt.
Over the moon. I mean, not only was it my debut into a sport that I've never competed at, I got a title fight and I won it. Yeah. And I think I proved to a lot of people I am meant to be here, or, she's just a Thai fighter or stuff like that. I mean, I know it didn't go on for long, but just to get in there, that's why I rate anyone that gets in there. Just to go in there and know that you may not come back out the same. I mean, like we was just talking about Bisping. He never come out of the fight with Vitor Belfort
after the Whaley fight.
Exactly, walking around like Frankenstein. So to be able to go in there and go, you know what, I'm not going to walk out the same. And I mean, at our level, which is amateur, it's just like people would say, but is it worth it? Is it worth going in there? And if you want a career in it, you just go ahead and you storm in. I mean, some people have no problem at all going in and fighting and going crazy, but to go through all the pressure, like I said about the mental aspect of it, you've got to cut weight, you've got to sell tickets, you've got to still go to training, you've still got to go to work, you've still got to be pleasant to people while you're cutting weight. Yeah. I mean, last night, do you follow Leah McCall on Instagram? And she posted the video of her and Molly when she was getting in the bath and
I was actually in Dublin as well, and I hung out with Molly quite a bit there as well, who was in her corner and helping her with the weight cut. And they're not just like hamming that up for like dramatic effects. Like they were literally cutting her hair extensions out, and I forget how many grams over she was, like with 5 minutes to go, but they were literally cutting out her hair, weighing her, cutting more out. Like Aaron Shaw had to run up and get his sweatsuit, and she was like madly doing stuff backstage. And like when she came out and weighed in at 146, the elation on her face. Like, I honestly thought up until then, I thought she's just like, you know, building the tension. She was
building the hype.
Last one on the scale. No, she needed every second of that.
No, that's what I'm saying. And to deal with that, like you're dealing with all of that pressure. If you don't make weight, you don't. I mean, for professional fighters anyway, you don't get paid. You don't get to go on. That is following you around. I mean, when Darren Till missed weight by a few pounds in Liverpool, it was like, that's it. He can't make weight. He needs to move up. Up, which now he has. Don't get me wrong. He's a big lad to walk around and to train, and now he's fighting. He was fighting at welterweight, so obviously that was a big. Yeah. He looked really skinny at that, but this is what we do. And I mean, he still had to be pleasant. I mean, he has got kids, so he's got extra patience. So, but it's just crazy. You deal with a lot going into fight camp and eating the right foods and timing as well. And can you get another workout in? Or, oh, I've just injured my knee now. How am I going to carry on? I've still got 2 more sessions of the day, or I've still got the rest of the week. So we deal with a lot. And I think people just don't realise that, and they go, oh, well, you're only going in there and punching each other, or you're only going in. It's easy for people to comment on our sport. Like, I think at the start of quarantine, Darren Till posted a picture, and he was like, all the people, knowing like people comment or boo you, and he was like, we should go to their job and boo them while they're there. And I was like, yeah, it would make a difference. But I don't know, I guess it's the fun of social media. Everyone can comment and feel free to disturb your life whenever they want.
How do you find social media? I take it you haven't had that much experience yourself yet with like trolls or anything like that.
Not really, but I'm not a massive social media person anyway. I mean,
well, you're not on it often, are you? Or
no, my social media is literally like my fights. Is just anything to do with training.
Getting selfies with like any famous fighters that you come across.
Yeah, that is literally it. But that will be like the only photo you will see. Like,
that's the whole of my Instagram.
Is like me, and I know. I even on my profile, you've probably seen it. And when I had not long just started as well, but Nathaniel Wood won. I was there when he won the title.
I wanted to bring this up. Oh my God, this is so amazing. Yeah, tell it.
And I was there when he won it, and I was like, oh my God. And literally just as he got out the cage, I was like, excuse me, I was like, Dad, make sure you get me through. And I was like, I've run past everyone, and just as like the little exit bit, I was like, Nathaniel. And him and Brad both turned around, and then he come over and I got a picture of him. That was just after he won the belt. And then I'd seen him because he was warming up his guy in my corner. I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to play it cool. I need to be focused anyway. I'm not going to say anything. And then when I won the title, I was like, and I spotted him. I was like, I ran over to him. I was like, oh, look. And I spoke to him, and he got a picture, and he was like, well done. And he follows me on Instagram now, so that was all nice. But I was like, I was so tough.
Such a special representation of like your journey, because there's this picture of you as a fan with Nathaniel with his Cage Warriors belt, like being like me,
I have one as well,
getting a selfie. And then the next picture is him appreciating your work as you stand there with the Cage Warriors belt. And I just thought, that is just such, for you, that must be like an amazing moment.
I was over the moon. I was over the moon. I was like, do you know, I was going to, my sister was there. I was like, do you know who that is? She's not a fight person. I'm like, the only fighter she knows. I was like, do you know who that is? She's like, no. I was like, look. I'll go through my phone. I'm like, look, that's him. And she was like, oh, is it? That's cool. I was like, no, you don't understand. I wasn't anyone. I was very training. Like, I just started, and look, in this short space of time, he's gone on to there, which is where I want to go. He's gone to the UFC, which is where I'm going to go. And look, I've got this same belt as him. Like, I own a Cage Warriors belt as well. I was just so chuffed.
Oh, well, I understand that. I also understand nobody else in your life. Like, I said to my mates yesterday or the day before, like, I've emailed this person, and I'm going to be doing an interview with Chuck Liddell, and they're like,
yeah,
oh, that's great, we're really happy for you. Who is he?
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, okay. You're like, you don't understand. Why are you not asking me more about this person? You don't understand. But no, like, they're great. I mean, as a fighter, when anyone else, like, even on social media, when anyone even like that you hold quite high regards of, comments or follows or even likes anything you do, you're like, they know it's me. I'm doing the same thing as them. Like, that's just so cool to me. I mean, like, Lee McCourt recently started following me on Instagram, and obviously I have like Peter Queeley and Kiefer Crosby and that, and they're people that I hold so high. I'm like, no, like, they're like, I really love watching them fight. I like watching them train. I mean, in my eyes, they're always doing the right thing, or they're always doing good. I haven't really seen them do anything too controversial, or maybe make me think like, oh, maybe that was a bit fake, or you know, I think they're just being them. And I think, especially on social media, it's good to see that people are just being them, and they are doing what they want, and what they are inspiring everyone else to do whatever you want, whether it's like, you don't have to follow these people to just go, oh, but there's only fighters follow them, or only sports people follow them. They inspire you to do whatever you want. If you want to be, I don't know, the best accountant, you listen to people that are living their dream and constantly positive, it does make you feel better, and it does make, oh, I'm going to do that, I'm going to change my mindset to do that. So it is definitely a nice feeling.
Who's the person that you would like just die if they started following you?
Oh my God, don't. I think I'd actually die if, it sounds so cheesy, and I don't like saying it because everyone loves him, is Conor McGregor. I'm not gonna lie, but only because I did follow him like at the start. It wasn't like when he got a title fight with Aldo that when the rest of the world sort of tuned in, when he was getting money and he was being quite brash. Like I followed him when he was fighting like Dustin Poirier, and people like obviously back then, obviously not now, but, and I just think like, oh, like that is who, like, I was like, I'm gonna be like that guy, I'm gonna do that. And I definitely do take a lot of things, don't get me wrong, but people do question a lot of things he does, but I think he's definitely someone to be inspired by. I mean, the media will print whatever suits them, whatever attracts the most feed. And I mean, for someone who goes out there and does what he does and then enlarged it, he didn't just make his life better, he made everyone else's. He made it so sponsors now look at fighters and go, all right, then they're not a boxer, but we'll still sponsor them. Or look at, I don't know, he just opens a lot of eyes for a lot of people about what even the sport was and who was in it. And a lot of people, I mean, a lot of UFC stars are just like, most of the roster is filled with like American people and stuff like that. So it's like, and they get to do wrestling in school and all this, like, so they've always had the upper hand. And I think, I know he's Irish, but he shone a light over to what this side of the world could do. And I mean, you have a load of amazing Irish fighters, and you have a load of good English fighters, and we have loads of the UK's got amazing fighters. We've got Scotland, we've got Jojo Calwood's fighting in the UFC. We have loads of people from not just London, Birmingham and stuff like that. You've got the Edwards brothers, both on Bellator and UFC, so that's always great. Obviously, like you said,
Welsh fighting.
Got Welsh fighters. They love a bit of cage warriors. They're really good as well. So I mean, and obviously Jack Shaw's, he's gone to UFC as well. He was from Cage Warriors. So, and obviously the fact that Conor McGregor did start on Cage Warriors, and he started from the same company and in the same sort of position as us when we're young, and we don't have a lot of eyes on us, and we don't have a lot of hype behind us and stuff like that. I don't know. He's like, to be like, oh, I have the belt, like a Cage Warriors belt, just like Conor McGregor, or stuff like that. He's just, I don't know. It makes you feel good. I mean, if you wanted to be an actor, you'd be like, oh, well, I act like Johnny Depp. So I guess people, you can compare it to whatever you want. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a bit much fanning over Conor McGregor or whatever. But no, I definitely do. It helps.
Inspired by people. For me, it's CSP or Max Holloway. If either of those guys fancy giving me a follow, that would make my journey.
Literally, but even talking of GSP, he's sponsored by Love Hemp, and so am I. So it's like, I'm
that might happen
in the same circuits. I'm like sort of in the same circuits. I'm like, yes, like I feel like I'm definitely achieving something. When you're in the same position, or when you get to a position that someone else is in, you feel like you're definitely achieving it. You're on the right track and stuff like that. And it helped. My niece is like the biggest fan of Conor McGregor as well. She goes fighting as well now. She's like, oh, she always goes to me, oh, like when we speak to like Shane O'Neill and stuff like that, like obviously they've got Irish accents, and like my granddad and that, I'm like, she's like, they speak like Conor McGregor, and I'm like, I know. She's like, do they know him? I'm like, no, they're just from the same country. She's like, oh, but she definitely loves him as well. She's like, oh, and I go to her, I'm gonna go Ireland. She's like, oh my God, are you gonna meet Conor McGregor? And I'm like, oh, I wish, but I'll FaceTime you if I do. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell him he's the best. I was like, oh, all right. Like, but she's 6, but like, even, and I know people go like, before, when she first, like, because I used to be like, oh, come to the gym with me, my sister would be like, oh no, he's too violent, she can't do that. And then now, like, they see it, and she's quite a smart kid. Like, she realizes it's not just people that are horrible, or it's not a negative thing that people are punching each other over. It's like the sport. So she even watches the things with me. I mean, she watches UFC, she watches all the embedded and can dance with me. I'm like, look, she's like, oh, jiu-jitsu, yeah, I'll do that. Well, exactly. She's like,
bless her.
I'm going to be the champ like Conor McGregor. And I go, you will, just carry on. I go to her. So it's always nice.
Right, I've had you on for an hour, so I'm just going to check that there are no more questions before I ask you to sum up. I think that's it. Last chance, everyone. I just wanted to know, like, what your goals are. Like, I would love to see more from you on the MMA scene. I'd certainly think that you have got the whole package to go all the way, and I think
Thanks.
I think it's, you know, your mindset and your personality, as much as seeing the way that you perform in the cage, and just, you know, everything that you put into it, and all the things I hear from your coaches and your teammates about you. Just, I can really see you going a long, long way.
Oh, I really appreciate you saying that, because that is exactly what I want to see. And when like I said, when people say it back to you, or when they acknowledge it, it's like, I'm doing something right. It's just like another little checkbox in your head. I'm doing something right. No, I definitely will continue in MMA. I will continue in Thai as well. I don't know, I just love Thai, but I will continue in MMA for sure. I'll definitely carry on through Cage Warriors Academy, and I'll most likely be on Cage Warriors, the pro ranks, and I will be in the UFC. There's no doubt in my mind that I can get there. As long as I carry on the way I'm carrying on, still focused on everything, putting 100% into anything, I don't see me not being able to make it. And I mean, it's not only incredible for me to make it, but then to go like to my team, like, look, we did it, we got here, like, yeah. we've done it, we've completed it, like, and move on. I mean, there's other crazy. I know loads of people just like, oh, I only want to be in UFC. I don't want to talk about Bellator. I don't want to talk about one championship. But I think they're all a great promotion to be on. And who doesn't want to be recognised around the globe for what you do? And you're doing your dream at the end of the day. Most people don't get to live their dream, or don't even get to actually start their dream. They go, oh, I have to do this. I don't know, I've got kids, or, oh, no, I want that lifestyle. So in order for me to get that lifestyle, I need that type of job, but I'm going to go do that job. And you get to that job every single day and you go, oh, what's the time? It's 5 o'clock here. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, and you sit there and you spend your whole day complaining, but you still show up every day because you've still got to go. And you complain every single day, but you still go. And I don't think the people that do complain, they don't love their job. They do it because they have to do it. Now they've got a car out on finance, or they've got to pay their mortgage or their rent, or now they've got a kid and it's, oh, I can't leave. You're bound by it. I don't like being bound by anything. I mean, if I was bound by something, I'd be like, you feel closed in. I mean, look, everyone is climbing the walls because they're having to stay at home. Even the people that do slag their jobs off are now regretting it. Now they're like, oh, I should have took that overtime instead. But no, I definitely think I'll go through it. And I mean, we'll probably continue to still have these interviews.
I hope so. I hope
when I'm reasonably old, not too old, not past it, but when I'm still youthful, you can still do this.
Will you be moving up to strawweight at some point, or do you think the UFC will ever introduce an atomweight division?
I mean, I would love them to introduce an atomweight division, but I do think is hard for certain people. I mean, look, the company, they've only just introduced the 145 division, and I think they don't really have a solid roster for that still to this day. They have fighters that come from bantamweight that go, oh, we don't want to cut weight no more, this one suits us better, or people that will be, or just other fighters in general, or people that maybe even didn't think of competing because there was a restriction on weight. And I think obviously for the men, there's just so many different, obviously the sport is mainly men, so it's easy for them to go, oh look, there's 10 men lining up, they're all in different ways, we can do that. And I would love for them to put the 105 division. If they had 105, I would still fight in 105. I mean, the logical thing would be for me to step up to 115. I mean, I wouldn't go, oh, I'm not going UFC because they haven't got 105. I would have to step up. I mean, I'm still growing, and I mean, that's what people say to me all the time. You're not going to be that weight forever. You're not going to be able to make 105 forever. I think they're just jealous. But yeah, it just makes a logical explanation, like reasons to move up to 115. I mean, I wouldn't be 125 and I wouldn't be 135. I definitely wouldn't be 145. But it's still, you got to go. You've got to adapt to what they've got, and like everyone's had to adapt to the situation we're living now. And the same within combat sports, you adapt, you win, you learn, you carry on. So I think
Invicta could be an option before the UFC as well.
Sorry?
Invicta could be an option before the UFC.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. There's so many options out there. You don't have to just restrict yourself. And I mean, a lot of people, I suppose the new type of MMA fans or the new coming up martial artists, they're very much on the, it's only UFC, that's it, because maybe that's all they follow. But when you follow all different fight sports and different companies, you go, oh, look, One Championship's got 105, and they do Thai and MMA on the same card in the same night. Bellator kickboxing, you have kickboxing and MMA on as well. So I don't think you can I don't think you should restrict yourself to one company. I mean, look, John Wayne Parr retired. He was fighting in Bellator, and now he's gone off to One Championship. So
how long was he retired for? About 24 hours.
Literally. And then he was like, I can't do this normal life. We're not cut out for normal life. We're not fighters, aren't we? Get too fidgety. Even in your interview after, I'm like, it was adrenaline, to be fair, but I still was a bit like, I see it. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? I was like, no. I was like, oh my God. I moved around like 100 times. Like, I can't do this. I've got to control myself. But no, I was just really excited. I did, like I said, I expected to win. I didn't see myself losing, but it was just over so fast. I was like, it's finished. Like, it's done. And when you can feel it, I mean, when you watch fighters and they go, like, you knock someone like off balance, and you see them steaming, and you think, and sometimes you watch it and you go, well, there's still 4 minutes left of this. Are they going to have the gas tank after and all stuff like that? And you think, no, but they're going to go. When you feel that thing, like, this is it, this is happening, I'm going to finish it right here and now, you just carry on, and it feels like nothing. And then I see the ref like coming in from my side, and then I thought, this is over with now. And then I just carried on, literally like maybe about 3-4 seconds, and he just waved it off, and I was like, and even that is like, I've got good senses for this. I know how the fight game works. Like, it's nice when you watch it. I watched it back because I was watching it off the live feed, and I was like, I'm not on it. I swear I was before this person or after this person. I kept missing it because it was so short. And I was like, I need to do a longer one. I needed it to be longer.
I love when you put it up and you were like, this is the whole fight.
I know, people still messaged me and was like, where can we have the link though to see the fight? And I was like, that was the fight. I was like, okay, I'll still send them the link. And then they're like, that really was it. And I was like, yes. That's why I posted it. It fits in the Instagram under 1 minute. The first video. It's good.
So, Rhi Rhi, let me turn it over to you for saying goodbyes. Just anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, look, you put me on the spot. No, obviously a shout out to everyone at the MMA clinic, whether it's the Angel one or the Romford one or Buckinghamshire, because Darren O'Gorman goes up there as well. So everyone that rolls with me, spars with me, holds pads for me, every single one, all my coaches, Michael Russell, Chris Carley, Tony Anderson, John Kelly, the MMA coach. So everyone, obviously my nutritionist, Paul Parker, so that's PR Performance. Everyone is on Instagram. So if you actually like fight sports or want any nutritional or anything like that, any information on that, they're all local to Essex and East London. So just jump on the Instagram and Facebook. I'm sure they'd all appreciate it. And obviously just stay tuned for fighters like Josh Onowaldi, Cage Warriors, Darren O'Gorman, Cage Warriors. And this is on Zoom. So the only reason why I actually do have Zoom is for Darren O'Gorman, because he does Thai classes, same as Shane O'Neill. So if you follow those two guys, both two Irish lads from Ireland then. Both Irish lads find out the MMA clinic and take coaching, and you want some martial arts suitable for beginners, then jump on Zoom, DM them on Instagram, get on them.
You have to be an MMA clinic member for that?
No, it's open to anyone. So you just DM them and they'll send you the link on Zoom, and it's suitable for beginners or actual fighters. It's whatever you want. It's just nice little Thai class to keep you from being insane for not throwing any moves or not being able to do anything. Bit of contact with someone. can do it. I can do it as well. But no, thank you to everyone that helps me. Thank you to the people that even obviously for holding the interview and even thinking about me, because in the fight world I'm not really anyone. So for you to even give me the opportunity on this break, and I've seen like you did meatball mollies, and you did chocolate dells and people like that. Obviously they're huge names, and obviously for me to be even put in the same bracket or even the same conversation as them is obviously great, and I really appreciate that. So yeah.
Oh, you're so welcome. Really. I was desperate to speak to you. Like, as soon as you had your fight, I knew that I wanted to get you back on to chat to you more, because I just think it's so exciting to have someone like you coming through. I can't wait for your next fight.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait. Hopefully we've got 3 more weeks and then we can all run back to the gyms. I keep harassing Mike. I'm like, Mike, you sure you can't open the gym? Not even if like 2 of us go in there. I'm like, oh, Josh, quick. Josh, we can do pads, right? And if the police say anything to us, we're brother and sister, we're both black, we can get away with it. I'm like trying anything to get out and do everything. I'm like, please, I need someone. But no, thank you to everyone, and thank you to the people that asked questions and was intrigued about my life or fighting. So yeah, thank you to everyone, really.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope you have a nice quarantine day. Nice Sunday. Yeah. See ya.
I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.
Yeah, speak soon. Bye.